Hey everyone, we're back. Season 4 of the Cadillac Bill Show. We are celebrating our birthday.
Yeah.
We are now 4.
Woohoo.
4 years old. So I would like to congratulate us, of course, for being on the air, for being on television. And the Cadillac Bill Show serves no other purpose whatsoever except for, what does it serve?
The people of Hamilton.
No, okay, one word. It serves no other purpose except...
Hamilton.
Okay, it serves Hamilton. Serves no other purpose except...
What for?
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
No, a word to describe how great the show is. Go.
Go.
Still thinking. Hold on.
There's got to be something. Okay.
It's coming. Wait.
Hope.
Okay, I'll go with hope.
Hope, yes, hope. The Cadillac Bill Show serves no purpose whatsoever except...
To entertain you at home.
One word.
Entertainment.
Okay. No other purpose except...
Silliness.
Alright, okay, so we are back for for hope, silliness, entertainment, and Hamilton. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we do. And as you can see, things looking a bit different right now. It is our birthday. We've turned 4. And back there, you'll notice that France is now in a different spot. Shane and France are switched just to confuse you, Hamilton, and to confuse you a little bit more.
Told you, sleight of hand.
Frank Vomit is now France Vomit, and France is a she. So now that we've cleared all that up, no one's confused. Dan, you all right?
So far.
Have you come up with a word yet? Your own word?
Oh, not yet. I'll get back to you.
Okay, we'll get back to it.
Why, thank you, Bill. I'm here with my favorite dog over there, with one of my companions. Yes, he's there in his natural habitat, as you can see, just enjoying himself. And today, I want to talk to you about many wonderful things. Like, for example, me. Huh? 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 As you know, I am Roger the Raptor, and I am here with my dog companion over there. As you can see, he's there all happy in his natural habitat. Okay, this has to go. Mess. Wrinkles out. Oh no! God damn it. This is my husky friend here, Azabaza. And the one behind me is Mr. Grumbles. What they like doing in their natural habitat is sticking their tongues out. They're wolves, and wolves are cool. This is a song that I wrote myself, all by myself, about wolves. There were wolves in the trees, but I never heard them howling. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. Take Cold Rivers Air. Here I am in What do they like to do in the natural habitat? Well, as you can see, they like to stick their tongues out and stand very still. We eat flesh, but of course, I will eat them in a second. What? Wolves. In their natural habitat, you can be guaranteed that wolves stick their tongues out and stand very, very still.
Arm in the shot.
Why?
Let's get this tongue looking right.
Okay, try again. So, in their natural habitat, wolves like to stand very still and stick their tongues out. Why am I talking to you about wolves? Well, who else but a raptor that's been extinct for a couple of million years to talk about animals that wouldn't exist for a few million years after he's been extinct? I, a very educated raptor that just so happened to live for the last few million years, to talk about wolves? Or some silly, fancy PhD science expert? There were wolves in the trees, but I never heard them singing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was I will talk to you later, so stay tuned for one of Roger's next Little Animal segments. Take care. Bye!
Roger the Raptor, absolutely didn't make any sense. Huh?
What about the wolves? Nobody hears wolves howling in a tree.
The lyrics were brilliant, the song was terrific, beautifully done.
It's a Beatles song.
The Beatles, if they had done it that way, they would have gone far.
Oh, they would have been huge.
Hey, make us a drink there.
Okay.
We're celebrating. I'll have my usual.
Gin and tonic.
Dan, you come up with a word yet?
It was on the tip of my tongue.
The Cadillac Bill Show serves no purpose whatsoever except for... Say any word.
What's a word, any word?
Nothing, it has nothing to do with the show, just any word.
Oh, I almost got it.
No, say any word.
I'm trying.
Can you think of a word?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult.
Say a word.
Comedic?
Okay, great. After all that, that's the best you could do. We now, seriously, we've now, yeah, we've turned 4, everyone. 4 years old. So happy birthday to us. Congratulations to us, the Cadillac Bill Show, for enduring another 4 years of hell. Not just for us, but for you, the audience, as well. Now, we've gone big time now. Not only are we 4 years old, but we have a reporter in England. So, do that again. I didn't hear it. There we go.
There we go.
The Cadillac Bill Show has gone even more international than we were. Our reporter is a bit of a historian of England, and it's Dom Chambers. And there he is.
This is Dom, and we're now in the centre of the historic city of Wells. And behind me is this incredible edifice of what is personally to me the greatest cathedral in Europe. It's perhaps not as grand as Chartres, and it's probably not as dramatic as Westminster, but for all that it has a huge amount of charm. And not least, if you look at the top of the 2 towers, it has not been finished. And one of the reasons for that is that they were building this cathedral in the very early part of the 13th century. And that was in the reign of King John. There's only been one King John here in England, and there's a very good reason for that, because he was known as Bad King John. And one of the many people that he managed to upset was the Pope. And the Pope then closed all the churches in England, and it was known as an interdict, and no one was allowed to receive communion. And all the stonemasons who were building wells hoofed off over to France, where they learnt a brand new load of new skills. Places like Chartres, I believe, and they came back and they completed this quite ornate front, which is much more ornate than the rest of the cathedral. But they obviously ran out of money, and Bad King John no doubt upset a load more people, and they never finished the tops, and so the tops would have looked like the tower in the middle there. So with thoughts of Bad King John in front of Wells Cathedral, this is Dom Chambers for the Cadillac Bill Show.
Thanks, Dom. That was interesting stuff. Wells Cathedral. Yeah, this is serious stuff, you guys.
Serious.
It's our party, okay? We've turned for a lot of history today. Well, we got one more bit of history. There's a reporter who's right now in Stony Creek, and that's where the Battle of Stony Creek took place. In Stony Creek. So
There was an actual battle?
yep.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Guess who invaded us?
The British.
No.
The Americans.
The Americans?
The British. Well, everyone always blames everything on the British. No, this time it wasn't the British.
Was it the Americans?
Yes, it was the Americans. It was the Nazis. The Battle of Stony Creek was against the Canadians and the Nazis. Wave your four up. Get your four up there. There we go. All right. So right now our reporter, let's see, he's going to fill us in on what the heck the Battle of Stony Creek was all about. And there he is. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. So I'm right now at the Battle of Stony Creek. This is the War of 1812. When the U.S. came up and invaded Canada, they tried to take the whole St. Lawrence Seaway area of Canada away from the British, and they were going to take it for themselves. So I'm right now, behind me is the reenactment. There's the British defending Stony Creek from the Americans. Over there, you can see the Americans there. That's where they're trenched out. The actual Battle of Stony Creek actually occurred in 3 in the morning. The Americans snuck in and they got to this area. They're all camped out. I guess a Canadian sent somebody by horse to Burlington Heights, and they all marched. They walked all the way from Westdale to right here. Got here at 3 in the morning. The Americans were all asleep. They all arrested them, captured them all. So that's all right.
So the British are coming on, colors flying. The colors that you see there are the King's colors and the regimental colors. It was considered a point of honor to be permitted to carry and defend
the U.S., they were going to take the whole St. Lawrence Seaway area of Canada. That goes from Windsor all the way almost to Ottawa, to Kingston, to Windsor. They were going to take that from Canada. They came in, they burned down a whole lot of government buildings. The British then fought them off. They retreated. England eventually went down to the States, went down to Washington, D.C., and burned down the White House. I'll teach them a lesson from burning down all these Canadian and British government buildings.
The Germans with the legislation, they were about 15 feet apart and could not even see one another in the smoke. One would be from England, and the other 2 would not have been from the British Isles. One regiment that served, the Regiment de Watteville, was a Swiss regiment that actually had 15 languages spoken by the men in the regiment. It was even noted that there was a company made up of men who were described in the time as Mohammedan, so Muslim troops in the British Army.
What was the start? What caused War of 1812?
Mostly misunderstanding. The American government had 3 major issues with the British, and the first and foremost was the fact that on the open seas they were impressing sailors off of ships, but the British had a different understanding of citizenship. Born under the king, you die under the king. Didn't matter if you moved to America or not. So this misunderstanding led to the British seizing men that they believed to be British, the Americans claimed to be American, and neither side was willing to really deal with the other in words, and so it just made it worse and worse.
Because I actually heard the British were seizing sailors, but they were seizing their own sailors that had jumped ship, left the British Navy and joined the American merchants. Is that right?
Quite correct. There was a lot that did that. The merchant marine paid better, and you didn't get shot at by the French. So that's a positive. So with the British in red and the Americans in blue, it should be easy for them to identify each other even in the thick smoke. Most accounts state the first time you could see and identify your opponent was about 20 paces away. There's one record from the Battle of Lundy's Lane that they were about 15 feet apart and could not even see one another in the smoke. And so with the American rear guard getting pushed to the battlefield, the battle slowly coming to a close. And so with that, the British cheer their victory, so feel free to cheer with them if you'd like.
Okay, so the battle's over. The Americans have got their bottoms whipped. They're hightailing their fannies back to the States, and we've got to be quiet. Alright, so we're all being very quiet. This is in a moment of silence for the fallen who fell and defending this wonderful country against those rotters who came up to try to take it from us. Otherwise, most of Canada, the whole St. Lawrence Seaway area would have been American property. All Canada would have been left with would have been like the plains, like the Saskatchewan, the mountains and the tundra up north. They would have taken the best part of Canada. So,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out on this lovely day. I know
so
there's a dark cloud.
I shouldn't have been talking there, but so as far as who won the Battle of 1812, there's really not much dispute, although some people disputed. The British won it. Americans came up here to take a whole lot of land off Canada, and they lost. They went running home with their tails between their legs back to the States, and never again has America ever tried to invade Canada. I want to point out behind me there's a tower. I think the tree's in the way right now, but there's a tower. That tower is actually the I think it's called the Peace Tower or something. The people who own this house built that tower many years later to, I think it's some sort of peace, friendship towards the Americans. It's nice that we all reached out a hand in friendship in the form of a great tower. So there you go. All right. The troops are returning from a successful, victorious battle. These are the British troops with the band in the front and the jolly red coats behind them. Let's salute them as they come by. Yeah. Rain's coming down pretty bad now. Okay. About face. They're about facing right now. Okay, let's get out of this. Okay, so the rain's coming down real bad, Bill. I'm in Stony Creek, the Battle of Stony Creek in 1812 or 1813. The reenactment is concluded right now, and we're all getting rained down pretty bad. So, Bill, I guess I'm going to come back to the studio. Yeah, come on back. Yeah, I'll be back soon. This is Cadillac Bill in Stony Creek. Coming back to you, Bill, soon. Yeah, it's raining, so rush on back and hurry, get out of the rain. I don't care about you getting wet. We don't want the camera to get wet. So that was Stony Creek. So evidently it was not the British who invaded. Nor was it the Nazis.
Or the Poles?
It wasn't the Poles either. No, it was
The Americans.
Yeah, okay, alright. So we're all brilliant about history now.